Hello and welcome to Isaac Encounters. Today I'll be encountering Beyond the Village Gate by Mei Ching Tan, published by Ethos Books. When I was on my usual visit to the bookshop, this cover caught my eye and I thought it was a new novel by a local writer. I was surprised to find out that this novel was awarded the Commendation Award in the 1992 Singapore Literature Prize and was first published in 1994. The copy I have is a recent reprint under the Ethos Evergreen series. Considering they received some recognition when it first came out, and a publisher would take the risk of reprinting it as an evergreen title, I decided to give it a shot and was rewarded in a few ways. The story is set in a fictional village in China and revolves around an orphan, Shi Ying, which translates as lost child, who was abandoned as a baby, found by a villager and given to a family of fisher folk. Growing up, she always felt distant from her adoptive family and wonders who her biological parents are. An incident with a village outcast who was pregnant out of wedlock led Shi Ying to form a bond with her. This interaction sparked off her journey in search of her identity. The novel excels in dealing with the theme of escape in a nuanced manner while telling the story through the child's perspective. To give you a sense of the effort and sensitivity that goes into developing this theme, here are a few things that struck me. Names play a big role in this book. We can easily understand why the protagonist is named Shi Ying or Lost Child. But the name is also a pun on something else that symbolizes freedom and escape. As Tan chooses to reveal this intended pun towards the end, you have to read the book to find out. Another pun, which I'm unsure if Tan intended it or not, is Shi Ying, or getting used to something. The conflicts on these puns encapsulate the main thrust of the plot beautifully. It is because she's not used to a situation and feels isolated that she dreams of escape. Names come into play yet again when she asks her friend to give her a new name, a new identity. One of the key features of the story is how myths and legends make up the cultural fabric of society. Shi Ying is very taken with such stories because her own origins is a legend that keeps getting changed when it's retold. This gives her the possibility of rewriting it and determining how her future will unfold. They also capture Shi Ying's childlike wonderment, which gives the novel hints of magical realism. Whenever she's out working the fields or running away, the lines between reality and fantasy are often blurred. While we may disregard this as childish hopes and fears, that is the reality of her experience. Tan did well to maintain that and not let the adults correct her or offer her the truth as such. Tan cleverly uses myths and legends to give Shi Ying complexity as well. It presents a desire for escape, not simply as running away or waiting for her parents to take her away. Escape can also be a form of transcendence. Shi Ying often wishes the wind would take her away or that she could ride on the back of a wild creature. As with myths and legends, the supernatural and death loom in the background. Death can also be a form of transcendence, and Shi Ying would even welcome it if it provided her an avenue of escape. This reveals the extent of her desire to be somewhere else and someone else. One should not paint it with a broad stroke and view it as depression or having suicidal thoughts. I love how Xiao Ling, the outcast of the village who is pregnant out of wedlock, compliments Shi Ying. Her tragic situation is a counterpoint to Shi Ying as she has to deal with the child while Shi Ying wonders about her biological parents and deals with her adopted ones. The strange bond that both characters form allows Tan to showcase her sensitivity of language as she develops certain metaphors throughout the novel to great effect. I shan't cite any examples now for it give away too much of the plot. Speaking of the other characters, I can see why they are less developed. This is how Shi Ying views them, which explained her loneliness and isolation. The only exception was when she had to take care of her father and she bonded with him when he talked about his love for his wife. It is unfortunate that it was only a chapter long, as I often wondered why did the couple agree to adopt her in the first place. Having extra help on the farm is hardly an incentive as compared to the large responsibility one has to shoulder to bring up a child. I sometimes wish Tan could leave a couple of hints for the readers without Shi Ying knowing. I would definitely enjoy this novel even more if it were a couple of chapters longer. That said, I'm surprised how Beyond the Village Gate has so little mentioned, and I would have missed it had it not been the chance encounter at the bookstore. To end this review, I'll be reading the last paragraph of the first chapter to give you a taste of all the points I've mentioned so far. This paragraph really sets the stage for the novel, and it's worth noting that it's not even the best passage. When we are asleep, our soul leaves our bodies and roams the earth and sky. It becomes part of the wind, invisible, even to spirits and ghosts. It seems scary, this sleep, sometimes a little welcoming, because I get to go somewhere else, become someone else. It's real, I know it, because I cry and laugh, quietly, always quietly. And that makes it real, doesn't it? As real as this here. Maybe one day I will disappear from this here and appear in another, as someone else, a bird, a spirit. Then I'm just a guest here. Maybe all of us are, to stay one day, maybe longer. And when a soul gets trapped in a world, caught in the worlds of other souls, the only way to leave is to die. Just a pretense though, just to escape to somewhere else. Some people may not succeed and their soul is torn apart between going and staying, and they become crazy. Others who succeed, they lie contentedly with a smile. Thank you for joining me on my encounters. Beyond the Village Gate is sold in most major bookstores, or you can buy it directly from Ethos Books. I've left all the relevant information in the description below. If you like this review, please give a thumbs up, comment and share it with your friends. With that, till the next book.